the buildings that made such an important impact in our lives. We're speaking about Globe Center, Warwick Avenue, Himalaya House, Kaji Musa building.
Every building had a something unique.
Absolutely.
I mean, you mentioned a few buildings. You mentioned a few buildings. One would immediately, when you think of those buildings, Himalaya House, you think of the students that were living there.
Absolutely.
Think of
prior
Kaji
to
Musa.
that, we lived there.
Okay.
Yes, my auntie and them lived there right up until the fire.
Okay.
And there were people living there right up until the 2000s. Students as new in Himalaya House.
Right.
Previous to that, it was a very, very, very close-knit community because people lived, like how all the flats in the Casbah was, people lived in those blocks of flats for decades.
Definitely,
you weren't just moving in and out of flats. But we'd be talking about that, and we'd love to hear from you. So the WhatsApp 060-904-1056, and you can call in on 0861-904-904. We're not just keeping it to buildings. Any sort of subject in the Casbah you want to just chat or bring up to our memory or to correct me as well. We'd love to hear from you. I think we've already got a message. Faisal, you want to read it? Our brother M.H. Osman.
You've got the gadget.
Is he there?
Okay.
He says,
let's see what M.H. has to say. He says, okay, no. He says, let me get it. Assalamu alaikum, bari bhai. Always a pleasure listening to you. I mean to your duas this evening, MH. Also, assalamu alaikum, Faizal bhai. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you, brother.
It's nice being acknowledged,
It's always good to know that they're there. When you see those regular listeners coming in,
definitely.
Then And of course, we have somebody on the line as well.
Great. Go for it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you, Uncle Buddy?
Alhamdulillah. How are you doing? What is your name? Tell us your name.
Muhammad Asad Akbar.
Salams. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. I remember my late granny. She ran the what's called the market in town.
Okay. When you say she ran the market,
they stay in Overport. Now you go there, you can't find you can find only one brick.
Oh, of course.
You mean the building is demolished?
Absolutely.
No, it's still there. The butcher shops are there. The shops are there.
Oh,
okay. You're talking about the top market or the bottom market?
No, the one by Crescent. The building is still there.
Okay. That's right.
They ran from SNA school going up. That way they should stay.
Okay, excellent. That's a great history to have in your family.
They were the first pioneers.
View Street, I think.
Okay, excellent. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Mohammed.
Thank you. I hope, and salam to Uncle Faizal.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. There you go. That's a lovely call.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. You too as well.
Heavy call from this morning.
Absolutely. Yep, indeed. Let's just go back in time, Faisal, a little bit, because when we talk about town, we're not talking about town only in the 40s, 50s, 60s. It goes further than that. In the late 1800s, Grey Street developed as an Indian trading center, and it was also like the Indian quarter.
Yes.
Back in the days, they would call it like the Chinese quarter, or it was the Indian quarter. Back then, it was not uncommon for Indian people coming from India to actually live and work on the same premises. So you either have your business in the front and you lived in the back, or you had your business downstairs, right, and you lived upstairs. So in those days, the colonial times, that was what was happening. The early buildings then were just shops and homes, and Faisal often referred to by the white Durbanites as Coolie Town.
Yes, I don't want to say it.
No, you have to say it. We have to say it because that's what it was. I was in a function once, and it was mostly white people, and the airport was down in Isipingo at that time.
Yes, the
one person had just come from the airport to the event, and I think they forgot I was an Indian, which was crazy. But I was in their group, and then they said to the guy, "Oh, did you just arrive now?" And he says, "Yeah." And he says, "Did you come through Coolie Town?" And he stopped, and I'm like, "Oh my word, I hadn't heard that word
for a while,
and yet they still refer to Grey Street as that.
Yeah.
So back then, that was it was. That what it was, you know.
Okay, there's a WhatsApp that's come through.
Yep.
Salam's buddy, definitely where I was born. That's Vinay Court in the heart of Warwick Avenue in Wills Road, known as the red light district, where the real people come from, where nobody from any other district will tatama chance. Super history.
Who is that coming from?
I don't know, it's an anonymous number.
All right, so let me tell you, Vinay Court, okay? So my uncle had a movie shop downstairs. They used to have these 16mm reels, and people would come and hire it. And I tell you what, that was a lovely part of Wills Road back in the day. And right next door was the Pather's house. And it was a beautiful house with a low brick wall, garden. I can still picture it. And it was a nice area too. And the reason I know that quite well, Faizal, is, you know, I'm writing a book at the moment.
Okay.
And I'm doing the research. And I've got some amazing photos. And that was one of the photos I was looking at today. Was Vinay Court.
Lovely.
And I thought that was very nice. Sister Sarah Bibi Mustafa, Assalamu alaikum. Du'as to you and the family. Ameen. And Ameen for you all as well. Beautiful Friday night Casbah show. Thank you very much. Nice listening to you all with beautiful nasheeds. And now Faizal Bhai was late, but starting with a beautiful dua. Subhanallah. There you. I took your place today, Faizal. I gave the dua.
You know, I actually lost track of time. No, serious.
But it's good to hear from people that they appreciated that.
Definitely.
Well. Trying to match Faizal, but anyway. Thank you very much, sister. So we moved to the 1920s and the 1950s, Faizal. It was then that these arcades started coming out. Ajmeri arcade. And then you also had cinemas coming up into the thing, and cafes. Then we had these art deco buildings. Now, art deco buildings are a particular type of building. I'll give you a quick example of an art deco buildings next door to each other. Carlisle Street.
Yes.
When you come off Soldiers Way or Albert Street, and you turn down Carlisle Street and you head towards, and it's only between Grey Street and Albert Street. Not the other side of Carlisle Street. Those buildings are Art Deco.
Yes, in fact,
If they were painted beautifully,
which
they were at one time, you would think you're in Miami.
Yes, I looked at them. Beautiful. The way it was done, excellent.
Absolutely.
But I don't know what's the state of it now.
It's not in good condition.
Is it?
Sadly, not in good condition at all.
Right.
So the Art Deco buildings started to appear, and arcades were starting to pop up. The Casbah was starting to get that distinctive look. There was no high rises back then.
No.
You know, it was all a single story, but you know. Moving to the 1960s and 1980s, Faizal, now we started talking high-rise apartments. These buildings started coming up with arcades going downstairs. We started getting, we have to talk about it, nightclubs, movies, or as we know them as bioscopes. You know, they started thriving. There was this culture that came out. The area also became a hub for anti-apartheid activists at that time. People like Stephen Biko, Dr. Yusuf Dadu, Monty Naika, Albert Lachuli, going back even Mahatma Gandhi, MK Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi.
That's a library named
after him. Streets of Grey Street. I mean, that just, you know, is incredible. Now we come to post-1994, democracy in South Africa. Most businesses are closed or relocated. Those arcades are still there, Faizal.
Arcades are there, yes.
Every one of them are still there. Ajmer, those buildings are still there. You may still get the odd fabric shop. You may still get the odd watch repair guy in the window. Remember they used to be in the window?
Yes, I do.
You'll still get them. Then there was boutiques starting to pop up, and it was a complete mix now. But those buildings were still there, Faizal. And that's what we're talking about today. Arcades, buildings and stuff. There's another message come through.
Okay. Go for it, buddy.
Another interesting spin on the Casbah. I remember the Basha Pier Urus. Particularly the one year in 1976 when the Sabri Kowali, I was there. We went through the cemetery to listen to the melodious gems and watch people get hal. As the music reached a vibrant and invigorating pitch. We also used to go especially
of course,
for the mouth-watering, sizzling shish kebab served with lemon. So Faizal, while I was reading that, you know what, thank you, whoever sent that message, thank you you've captured it all. While I was reading that, first of all, I wasn't looking at the bottom, and I was thinking, they're missing out the main thing.
The main thing,
the
yeah.
kebabs,
The kebabs,
and there you
yeah.
go. It is there, absolutely. Yes, I was there. 1976, I was there, standing probably next to you and watching them get that hal or surat.
And you're wondering what's going on.
Man, I was like intrigued. And then those kebabs, those guys were up against the wall. You know, when you walk in on the left, and they were selling the kebabs. It was just absolutely delectable. That's a great memory. Thank you very much for that one.
Then Messi says the Shiraz Cinema, where in life nobody would believe for 10 rand you get a double feature, you watch one full movie, come out, eat, etc. Then go for that 10 rand to the 10 bucks, you actually get to see another movie, full feature movie, unbelievable.
That must have been in the late 90s, 10 rand, because before that it was like 6 rand or 4 rand. And you could get a double feature.
Yes.
And oh man, today how much are the movies? It must be exorbitant.
Absolutely.
Well, we're talking about the Casbah, we're talking about buildings. So,
but you know, you mentioned the art buildings, as you call them. You know, I always admired them, and especially there was a time when those buildings were painted different colors.
Yes,
pastel colors,
pastel colors, absolutely,
and they looked absolutely gorgeous.
Pink and that blue pastel,
and the mintish green with the darkish green stuff. It was excellent.
You know that building when you're going up Berea Road before you turn into
I know what you're talking about.
Brand, I think. There's on the left hand side that big. That's an Art Deco building.
Yes,
beautifully, and it's been done up recently because I know the new owners, and. You're quite right. If you had to do those buildings up in Carlisle Street,
they look gorgeous.
You could be forgiven to think that you're in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Because that's the home of Art Deco buildings. But unfortunately, just been totally abused and used. Hey, it's Echoes of the Casbah. It is now 25 minutes after 9 o'clock. Lovely to hear from you.
060-904-1056. Yep. Send us your WhatsApp messages.
So, Faisal, you know, I think you do know, everybody knows I come from Good Hope Centre, Queen Street. Prior to that, we did live in Himalaya House.
Okay.
But I moved to Good Hope Centre, my parents, when I was 2 years old. Himalaya House. I have fond memories of Himalaya House, having visiting my auntie. So I haven't got memories of living there, such.
Right.
But visiting my auntie, who lived in Himalaya House right up until when the fire. There was a fire in Himalaya House, a very famous fire, and they had this... big arm that went up and collected my aunt and them from like the 5th or 6th floor and brought them down. But, you know, Good Hope Centre was a flats where, not uncommon in the Casbah, where people never moved out.
Yes.
You lived there for like 20 years, 30 years.
Absolutely. Continuous, yeah.
Whereas today, there's a high turnover of tenants.
So at that time, there weren't any problems as far as security was concerned.
None at all.
I mean, parking, you could park in the street, so just park in one of the parkades and take a walk. You can't do those things today. So that's one of the causes.
Faisal, when security started becoming a problem, then we started parking in a parkade. But prior to that, there was no need to park in a parkade.
Also, to walk from the parkade to your flat was another issue.
Also, to walk from where you parked. You may not have parked directly outside the flat. You could have parked way down and still walked in safety. No alarm systems in the car. You just push the button down, close the door.
Yeah.
That was it. But living in Good Hope Centre meant that the people that stayed there were people that stayed there for decades, as I said. Those people become your family.
Yes, absolutely.
And today... we are still so fortunate to meet and mix with some of my friends who are more like my brothers. That I know from when I was maybe 4 years old, 5 years old.
Yes.
That today it's still so good to see them. So that was one of the things that made the Casbah also unique, in that you became family with people.
Absolutely.
Sometimes not even in the same street.
Yes,
anyway,
definitely.
Good message come through.
You want to read that, or shall I go for it?
Go for it.
It comes from Brother Muhammad Ali. Salam and dua is always a great show. It's very nice to see. It's okay. It's very something. The words I can't say it. To see the bus terminal, it must be very sad. I think that makes sense.
There you go.
To see the bus terminal in Warwick Avenue becoming a marketplace, stalls all over, illegal trading. When in the 80s, 90s, long queues, people travelling from various places to and from Durban. Even our fish market in Queen Street is Queen Victoria Street is becoming an eyesore. Even our streets, people cannot walk. Trolleys are big as pavements selling all types of goods are up and down. In the old days, bylaws were followed. Now it's free for all. From Muhammad Shafi Ismail, Westridge, Newlands West. Jazakallah khair for that.
Absolutely. Today, as I said, I was doing a lot of research on my photos, and the one thing that stands out is the cleanliness of the streets, the pavements. So when I'll show you those photos one day, it's incredible. Another message coming from
Rizwana Khan,
brother, sister Rizwana Khan. Assalamu alaikum, brother Buddy and brother Faizal. Just move the mouse outside, Faizal. Sorry. Just move the mouse to the left.
Okay.
There you go. Walaikum salam. She says, so a quick one. My mum was actually meant to get married 37 years ago at the IPCI building, and let me tell you, that building has never been allowed to forget it. Every single time we drive past, no matter the traffic, the mood or the conversation, she suddenly turns into a documentary narrator, like, you see that building? That's where I was supposed to get married. At that point I feel IPCI should put up a plaque with a name on it. I love that one.
That's a good one.
That is so
Great
beautiful.
stuff.
But you know what? Forgive your mum, because we all do that, Faisal.
Yes.
My son sometimes, there's more.
There's more.
She says, honestly, that building has seen my entire life flash before my eyes, and I wasn't even born yet. Love you guys, always listening, Rizwana. We love you too, my sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But don't we do that as well, Faisal?
Yes, definitely.
My son, Eidgahs, we try and park the little up from the bottom of Sydenham Hill.
Yes.
And then we walk through what we call Avondale.
Yes.
And every year, I used to tell my son from when he was a little boy. Now, as we step onto Avondale, he says, don't tell me, but you boys used to play football, and he goes to the whole story. And there you go.
Okay, Sarabi Mustafa says, yes, Hazrat Sheikh Ahmed Basha Bawa Urus, it was done. Haji Iqbal Mustafa Sarang, the biggest Urus in South Africa. We used to go for the Qawwali. People used to come from abroad for the Urus. He should have overseas artists, Qawwalis as well.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And that was at the Basha Pier, right?
Yes.
Now imagine, Faisal, we used to walk there in the night.
Yeah.
Hang about there and walk back in the night. Today you can't walk there in a day.
Definitely not. Okay, MH, go for it.
MH Osman, kind reminder for you guys to visit my gem of a neighbor, Uncle Noor. Of course. I spoke to Uncle Norman Khan a couple months ago, and you're right, I need to do that, inshallah, ASAP. He has tons of knowledge on the CBD.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Going back
tons
from
of knowledge on the CBD going back from the early 50s. Alhamdulillah, his memory is tops, and it is. It is, absolutely. What a gem of a man is Uncle Norman Khan, indeed. Sparks Road Mosque.
Absolutely. And then another message, Durban was undoubtedly the cleanest city probably in the country. Now it's an eyesore. Yes.
And you know what? That's an understatement, because, like I said, Faisal, just today, looking at those photos made me realize what's going on.
Yes.
But now look at that. It says also there were times when we walked from Queen Street to Himalaya House over the bridge at 2 a.m. to fetch study notes. We were fearless because it was safe to walk around at night.
Definitely.
Indeed. I walked from Himalaya House to Queen Street when I was probably 16, 17, 18 with my friends on a Saturday late afternoon.
Yes.
Never thought about
looking over your shoulders.
Yes, you had to be careful.
Yes, definitely.
You weren't in fear of petty crimes and murder and. Indeed, Durban was undoubtedly the cleanest city probably in the country. Now it's an eyesore. Absolutely, I walk around, Faisal, and I have this thing about walking on junk and garbage. I try to step over. So if you see me in town and I'm not looking up, that's because I hate it. And that's something we didn't do before. We just walked.
Yes.
How beautiful it was.
Excellent.
Pavements were wide, pavements were clean. Today you got to walk around. Have you ever jumped out of your car and had people selling stuff where they sit in on the road with the crate on the pavements?
In fact, I had to move my car once. I couldn't park there because the guy had his crate there in the parking bay.
And you must try and park. He's looking at you like, can't you see I'm sitting here?
Yeah.
It's like Prince Edward Street. Go in there, you'll see it there. Unbelievable.
No, I've seen that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I stayed in Nizami building, went to Girls' Eye. What beautiful memories. What beautiful friendship. Made my best friend Usha from the Navjeevan Mansion, now living in Portugal, and I had the most amazing childhood. Everything was safe and people were so genuine. Fatima Amra, class of 93,
Yes.
DGHS.
I think Navjeevan Mansion is right next to where the Raj Cinema used to be.
Yes,
on the left-hand side there.
yes,
Absolutely. I had a friend living there as well. But it's so good to see that people are in all parts of the world, Faizal.
Yes.
And the Casbah brings them together.
Definitely.
You know, our page, the Grey Street Casbah and surrounds, you're looking for somebody. You just send me a message, I'll put it up there, and I can tell you within half an hour.
You'll find the person, yeah.
You won't just find that person. People that you also forgot about will come on board and tell you. It's incredible. We've created such a portal. It's unbelievable. Don't forget also my podcast, Echoes of the Casbah. You can get that on Spotify. Have a look, and you can have a look at that as well. But what other building stands out for you, Faizal, in the Casbah? Any other buildings that you had?
I had lots of friends at Kismet Arcade.
Yes.
Rajab building where I grew up.
Yes.
You know.
Kismet Arcade, let's talk a little bit about that. Kismet Arcade was one of the iconic arcades in Durban because there was one thing about it. While we called it arcade, it didn't have an exit.
Just an entrance.
It was one way in and the same way out.
Yeah, there were a few shops there. The famous Vita Snacks was there.
Well, Dr. Gunam.
Yes.
Dr. Gunam was there. There was on the corner, there was the poultry shop. Uncle Deva, I think it was.
Yep.
Vita Snacks was inside there. My mum had her fashion shop in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she had a store that was a fashion show, and she had a shop in there. Upstairs, we had real, genuine town giants living upstairs.
Yes.
Do you know there was a gentleman called Uncle Jimmy Fredericks? Ever heard of him?
I heard of him,
Uncle Jimmy Fredericks was one of the standout people in town back in the, I would say the 40s, 50s, 60s. He was the doyen of that area, you know.
Yes.
And he lived there. I remember going to his flat because they were friends with my parents, and a whole lot of other people lived.
Lots of people lived there, and then
and you know, and people didn't move out of there.
No, didn't.
You stayed there for decades.
Yes.
But one of the buildings, I must tell you, Hussein's building.
Yeah.
Do you know Hussein's building at one time was the tallest building in Durban?
I was born in the building.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But did you know at one time it was the tallest building in Durban?
Yes.
Not in the Casbah.
No,
Durban.
in Durban. Yes, I know.
That's an incredible.
Yeah.
A.K. Ismail, the karate guy, they used to live up there, and he was teaching karate.
And
he used to teach on the roof garden.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
I still speak to him as well.
Message from Sister Sarah Adam. You go for it.
Yeah, salams, my brothers. Walaikum salam. My grandparents, aunts, and uncles lived in Avondale Road and had one aunt in Beecher Street. Always came there for holidays. What beautiful memories, but sad the way Durban finished off. There you go. Do you know Avondale Road had a mixed area, Faizal?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Message comes, says Salams. Kismet Arcade is now famous for Malik Massage Shop and the Musalla. Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, one of the buildings you remember, Faizal, would be Hawk's Nest was downstairs.
Oh yes, Lockhart's Arcade.
Lockhart building.
That time wasn't an arcade.
That's right, it wasn't an arcade.
Yeah.
Lockhart's building. It had a small passage on the side.
Yes, it did.
Which later on they opened, because it wasn't really open all the time.
No.
But Lockhart building was one of those buildings that sort of merged with Waqf building on the other side.
In the back, yeah, Commercial Road. That's correct.
And there again, Faizal, people lived there forever.
Yes.
Nobody was moving in and out and stuff.
Definitely not.
And it was the one thing about all these buildings was that the cleanliness was top class.
Oh yes, undoubtedly.
You couldn't get a dirty flat or dirty whatever. It was top class.
Message comes, says the Dupelias lived in Kismet Arcade. Many students were boarders there. Yes.
That's right, Satish Dupelia. They came from there.
Yep.
Kismet Arcade had a lot of people that made a huge difference in the Casbah, indeed. Well, we talk about cleanliness as well, Faizal. Good Hope Centre, they used to clean the passage twice a day.
Okay.
Not twice a week.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Okay.
You would get the guys come through and they would have this broom that the one guy would sweep, and behind him would be another guy with a broom that was wrapped in a cloth.
Cloth, yeah, and they
To
were
shine the floor.
floor,
I mean,
yeah.
Top class, FAIZAL.
Yes. I remember.
Top
I recall.
class. You can't get that today.
Let's see.
What about Oriental Plaza? The Musa's
Oriental Bazaar? Yeah.
Oriental Bazaar. The Musa's own that. But before that, I don't know if the Musa's owned Oriental Bazaar. They owned it afterwards. When Oriental Bazaar closed down, and then Musa's moved in.
Okay.
Do you remember walking through Oriental Bazaar?
Yes.
Or the curios on either
shops
side.
on either
And they
side.
were like open, there was no windows.
Yes.
Hey, it was incredible.
Absolutely.
They tried to create a like an overseas type of experience, Malaysia, India type of experience, which is great, but sadly it just didn't. There you go. That says my auntie lived in
sorry,
Lockhart
buddy.
Building. No.
Okay.
My auntie lived in Lockhart Building for 40 years. Oh, that is incredible. Salams, buddy. Allah bless you. Ameen. And walaikum salam. Allah bless you as well, my dear. I lived in Clearwood, Cedar Road. It was a pleasure living there. People at that time was total unity. Indeed.
Okay. All right, we read that, and I think we've covered most of it. 060-904-1056. Okay, go for this one, buddy. Sorry.
Salams, do you remember Javeri's building?
Yes.
Of course,
yes.
opposite Cathedral Road. Gem Shoe Store on the corner of Pine and Cathedral Road. What was different about Javeri's building?
Well, I know we had cathedrals. Was it Cathedral Rangers, Cathedral Rovers? I can't recall.
Yes. No, but you know what was nice about it? If you walked into that building, you walked into like a big passage.
Yeah, with houses.
And when you came out, you were in a courtyard. With flower plants and stuff in the middle. And flats, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, FAIZAL, man.
My brother used to live there.
What
and I used to go there very often.
What happened? What happened? Now we want to build squares. We want to try and get as many people as possible in a... What happened to this way of life that's blended? I mean, in the middle of a courtyard, plants and... I remember on the left-hand side, as you walked in and you came out into the courtyard, on the left-hand side was my friend Kasim Parak's grandmom used to live there. Brian Parak, Kasim Parak, the grandmom, because I used to go there with Kasim to his grandmom's place, and was right across the road from the cathedral.
Yes.
Incredible, that building. Thank you very much for bringing us that memory. Thank you very, very much. I think, is there another one there?
No, I think we've covered most of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're talking about these buildings. We spoke about Ajmeri Arcade. We spoke about Good Hope Centre. Good Hope Centre, FAIZAL. Some of the people that came out of Good Hope Centre that I grew up with was the Ibrahim brothers.
Oh, yes.
Zain Ibrahim, Sadiq Ibrahim.
Our soccer
football family, indeed. And yet the father wasn't a footballer. Uncle Hashim, he wasn't the footballer. Another family that came out of Good Hope Centre was the Ghani family, Ashraf Ghani. And his late brother and his mum and his late dad. What beautiful families they were. The Kudbanalis also on the third floor. They were the first people to move into Good Hope Centre. We were the second.
You were the second.
Indeed, they were the first people to move in.
A message to Sister Sarabi Mustafa again. What about Beer Street? All the buses used to be there. Everybody would take buses from there to go out of town. Yes.
You know, when my book is going to be published, you have to buy it, because everybody is talking about I've got photos of that time.
Is it?
All these places that you're talking about. Oriental Bazaar.
I'm just going to we've covered all of this, I think.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Ghanis were there. We also have the Govenders, Vish Govender, the footballing family, Shorty from Anjuman School. They came out from there. But let me tell you about who else came out from there, FAIZAL, that you don't know. He just passed away recently. One of the chairperson of the judges of South Africa.
Oh, Judge Japi.
Ahmad Japi.
Yes. Okay.
Ahmad Japi and them lived in 804 or 704. One of those. I remember his mum and his sisters. Ahmad Japi is a Good Hope Centre boy. There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
And, there were a lot of other people who came out from there. Then let's move to Prince Edward Street.
Oh, yes.
We spoke about Kismet Arcade. But let's go down towards the railway line.
So, it
was a different feel.
With Gina Scott there, with the Apollo building there.
You went into... I had a feeling when I would walk down that way, I was in India.
With the spice shops downstairs,
Yes.
the sari shops
The
downstairs.
sari shops.
Those selling those overseas pots and pans. We used to play ball on the street there.
Yeah, and what was beautiful on the Sunday morning there was when they would feed the pigeons.
Oh, yes.
And the
Oh, yes.
pigeons just knew that part of Prince Edward Street
Yeah.
was pigeon land. Funny enough, outside Good Hope Centre, no pigeons.
No pigeons. But you come there because those aunties used to, just
feed the pigeons and stuff.
Memories of Bilal's, Tasty Eats, Manjras, the chows was great. What about the clubs like Zoom and lots of clubs to mention? Club modules,
Queen
Vargas
Street.
Building, Bira Street was excellent from Muhammad Shafi Ismail.
Of course.
Okay, let's see what Sister Rashida says.
Salams, my brother. Bashapir was so safe to walk. Now it's like a taxi rank and taxi wash. You couldn't walk. You can't even walk there now at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, indeed. When you walk down that small little pavement with the wall of the graveyard from Cathedral,
Yes.
and then it became just before you took the turn left into
Yes.
Bashapir. Do you know there's a Jewish cemetery there,
Yes.
and that cemetery is still there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know who really looks after it, but that cemetery is still there.
Poplar Alcara was the first building that had an escalator, glamorous.
Oh, wow.
That was in a corner of Bond and Grey
Bond
Street.
and Grey.
Yeah.
And across from there was the church. Do you ever remember that church that was there?
Yes.
On
but
the other side of
on the other
Bond
side,
Street.
Yeah, but that was demolished.
That was
subsequently.
demolished.
And then I think Junaid Center came
That's
there.
right.
Okay.
Exactly. That's right. There was the church that was there with that low brick wall around there. There's a message coming from Sister Latifa.
Go for it.
Assalamu alaikum. Apa Latifa says that our aunties lived in Victoria Street and Carlisle Street. We should enjoy going to town to visit them. Lots of memories indeed. That's what I'm saying, Faisal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you had to live in the Casbah. If you came and visited, if you came and hung out on a Saturday morning, if you came and you waited for your father to take you home after school, you from the Casbah.
You from the Casbah. That's where you spent your time.
There's-
Yeah.
Nobody will ever say, "Oh, I'm the owner of the Casbah.
No,
I'm
no.
the main man." No, nobody is.
Everybody
You
was part
from
of
the
it.
Casbah, and that's the beauty of it. And we spoke about that arcade where Kismet Arcade, you can only go in one way out. Downstairs Kismet Arcade, we spoke about it recently with our brother Lights Fakhruddin,
Yeah.
was the snooker bar, or a snooker club.
And then there
That's
was one
right.
subsequently upstairs.
There was
right
one
on-
upstairs, and there was
right.
one next door.
Okay.
There was one down there. Then the most iconic arcade has got to be Ajmeri Arcade.
Definitely.
I think that is the standout arcade
Stand out,
in Durban.
yeah. And also Madrasa Arcade, which had that India
That's
feel
right.
kind of it.
There was two arcades next to each other, and funny enough, Faisal, whites were frequenting those
Yes,
arcades,
yes.
buying their records, buying their fabric, getting their watch sorted out.
Yeah.
Book exchange.
Yes, there was a book exchange.
That was my
as well.
favorite place, was the
Is
book
it,
exchange, because I always got ripped off, Faisal. Always
that.
got ripped off.
Yeah. They remind you of Taj Company towards the end of Prince Edward
That's
Street.
right.
Yes, that was there. And
That was there opposite D Nana's.
Yes, definitely.
Just further down
Just
by
further
Taj
down, yeah.
Company.
Yeah.
And if you needed anything like from India or whatever, that was the place to go
Yes.
to. Taj Company and stuff. Even in Cross Street, Faisal, you remember those shops that would sell spoons, knives,
Yes, the crockery
forks,
shops.
and they would have it like in a big dish.
Yes.
How simple life was back then.
Definitely.
Today we want to buy sparkling from Timu. Whereas those days you just went there.
Yeah.
There you go, brother M.H. Osman.
Our teachers of the 80s, my maths teacher was late Mr. Bula, my English teacher was late Mr. Karodia from Mancosa, and my accounting teacher Mr. H. Bawat, or Isla Ron, Arun Bawat. All had family clothing stores in CBD. Our
Yep.
teachers are the best.
Absolutely.
We
You're
never
right.
thought of our teachers. Yeah.
No, we speak about the
Yes,
teachers.
yes.
We still mix with some of the teachers.
Yes.
And indeed, the quality of teachers we had there, Faisal,
That was something. The dedication, the commitment.
they were. You can't even put a class to them.
No, you can't.
They're beyond their class. It's like amazing. Their dedication, their commitment, their respect. Any teacher terrorized you?
Yes, one teacher did. Yes, definitely.
Which school?
Sastry.
Mr. Janky.
No. Janky was my friend.
Oh, was he your friend? Okay.
Yeah. Because
Sastry College, Mr. Janky was the...
No, there's another teacher. He terrorized me.
But you know what?
And then he regretted after that.
But they didn't terrorize us to hurt us. They terrorized us to make them toe the line, so to speak. Am I right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, it's a nice message, buddy.
Salams, I'm a great fan. Love your show. I'm the last born, but I think you might know my brother Khalid Bana Kalu, who was also here, of course. Carlo, who was also, yep, indeed, absolutely. Thank you very much for that.
Rashida reminds you of Sartaj. And Sarvi Mustafa says that she remembers Bombay House in Queen Street. She should go by sequins and all exclusive things. Okay. They originally were in Prince Edward Street.
Yes, that's right.
At the bottom, yeah.
What about the first supermarket in the Casbah? I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about the shops like you would get in Prince Edward Street.
Yes.
Grocery stores. I'm talking about supermarket.
I think that was in Queen Street. Yes, I'm just trying to get the name. Mysteries. Yes.
Wasn't that in that same place where your father?
Next door.
That's right.
Next door.
Mysteries was there. And that was the first type of record. I'm saying record because I'm reading the next one.
Yeah.
That was the first type of supermarket where you could walk down aisles, and then which was great for us because when my mom needed something, it was like go and get something
from next door. Okay.
Record King, Ajmeri Arcade, of course, iconic.
Yes.
Cosmetic shop outside Shiraz Arcade. Yep.
Yes, that was Hussein's.
That's right.
Hussein's Cosmetics.
And there was a few in Queen Street next to the bank.
Yes.
Next to and across the road.
Yes, Bargain. Yeah.
That's right. Sircots.
Yes,
I've got photos of Sircots. Muslim Butchery across the road from Sircots and AI Kaji Building.
Let's see what the
the AI Kaji Building phase. I'm going to tell you this. I may have mentioned it before. Was one of my favorite stopovers for number one, my geography projects.
Okay.
Because you would go in, you could take all those brochures.
Yes.
And number two, Faisal, I'm still looking for that aeroplane that they had in the window.
I remember it.
You remember that?
Yes,
you
definitely.
could see inside.
Yes.
Oh, man, somebody still got it today.
I'm sure. Okay, Tasnim Khan says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Does anyone remember the Khan brothers were a barber shop on Short Street?
Okay.
Which
side of Short Street, I wonder? Whether it's between Cross Street and Grey Street, or whether it's been Cross Street and the dead end.
And the dead end, yeah.
That was my dad and his brother's barber shop.
Okay.
Excellent. Maybe Sister Tasneem will tell us.
Okay. So
we had Mr. Patel, the maths maestro.
Exactly.
He was the teacher at Orient. I was so scared of him. Till today, I still sometimes wake up on a Monday morning thinking that my maths homework was not done.
Yeah.
Well, you were scared of him and you had him at school. I had him as my neighbor. We lived at 508 Gudopstead, so he lived at 507.
Okay.
I had to pass his flat every day, so imagine that.
What a wonderful gentleman.
Oh, what a wonderful. May Allah grant him the highest status in Jannah. Ameen.
I see Emma's going but naughty, so I'm not reading his message.
Indeed. So we're talking about town, we're talking about how we hung about buildings. This week I had lunch with Muhammad from J Mo's, the Mo of J Mo's. And we were talking about town, and he was talking about how he started off his building. He was the owner of Chipin Ranch.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that back, and he was telling me how difficult it was because those days gangsterism in that Brickfield Road, Sparks Road area was quite bad.
Yes, it was.
People would walk into shops and ask to make me a burger and just take it and walk out. And he came up the hard way, but he learnt. And then they moved to town, and they moved to a little bakery next door to in Broad Street that time.
Yes, okay.
And next door was the not the Provincial House.
Provincial House, yeah.
He moved into the bakery there, and then he moved next door. And the rest was history. J Mo's. Do you remember that J Mo's in the corner of Provincial House downstairs?
Yes.
Saturday mornings? He said hundreds of burgers were being sold. So it was good to just chat with him.
Excellent.
Yeah, the Salots families. But anyways.
Yes, let's go to... okay, we've read that. Let's see, which other one? Okay, we've told us that one as well. Sorry, I'm just going through what we haven't read yet.
So let me read out a small poem first from the Casbah. I love these poems. I like writing them and just
lovely.
It says, Grey Street breathes like a living poem. Arcades stitched with fabric and memory, stairwells humming with whispered prayers. The walls carry laughter, the scent of spice, the rhythm of scissors shaping saris. Every building is a paragraph. Every alley is a verse. And together they sing the Casbah's eternal music that's resilience and woven into stone. It's sad, Faisal, when I go through there and I look at these buildings sometimes, and I have this feeling that the building's looking down at us and we've let them down.
Yes.
We've abandoned them in a way.
Sister Rashida says that her sister's mother-in-law still stays in Leopold Street.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay, and then...
there you go. Praveen Gordon lived in Prince Edward Street.
Yeah,
the sari shop with Sapta Mandir above them, indeed. And the butcher shop was next door. Yep, indeed.
Okay.
Hassan's Butchery. Prince Edward Street had M. Khan's Taj Company. We should buy all Islamic things from them. Yep, indeed.
Okay.
What was nice there, Faisal, also, they would also sell the China fruit.
The boar.
Yes, the boar.
Call it the boar.
Yes, yes, the boar. You're right. You get that watery feeling in your mouth, isn't it?
That's something else, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep, I see everyone just mentioning different shops over here.
Yeah, Eve's Elegance. Yes. They should they have bridal clothes.
Yep.
Those days when you get married, Faisal, you went to Grey Street. To buy your clothes.
Yes.
The man and the woman, And if it was like during the sharp 70s, you went to Mr. Carnaby. Hey, because you knew you were getting clothes like from London, or you're going to be styling or something. But if you had that whole American look, you were going to Ginger Bagwandas, D. Ambrams.
If you wanted that boutique stuff and you walked into Lockhart Arcade, which shop would you have gone to?
There was the big bridal shop there as well.
No, if you wanted I'm talking about men.
Oh, men. Lockhart Arcade.
Yeah. You lived right across.
Yes, yeah.
Can I take you out of your distance?
Yeah.
Gigolo?
Oh, of course.
Gigolo Boutique, yes.
Gigolo Boutique, and then across the road was, indeed, you're right. But there was a lot of fabric shops there as well, eh?
Yes.
And there was a lovely takeaway in the middle. You go downstairs.
Yes, definitely.
Back then too, Faisal, every time you walk in around town on a Saturday, you would be hit by different food smells.
Yes.
Pravena's would have the smell of the chips.
Yeah.
You would go here, you would get this. You would go there, you would get the popcorn. You'd go there, you get the burger smell. It was something else. Even Hansa's outside Good Hope Centre.
Yeah, it was that aroma was there.
Absolutely. Another thing that we also had, every little corner, every little space was taken up. We spoke about this earlier today, but remember even in the window we'd have a watch repair guy, Willie,
yes.
next to Danji's. Willie would be in the window.
Yes.
We would be standing outside, one leg up on that wall. Willie have the one thing in his eye, and then he would come out and chat to us. We never caused a nuisance. Whilst we hung about, we weren't a nuisance.
Definitely
never
not.
Once did he ever come and chase us away. There you go. I see Casanovas. Well, not far from there was Apollo store where High Judge Court Siraj Desai lived, because he studied at UDW. All the students used to sit on wooden crates outside Danji's corner.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Of course, somebody talks of Casanova, Gobble and Go. All these places make sense. Yeah,
absolutely. My recent studies, I see there's one here.
Okay, go for it.
My recent studies at university, we had to do a research on Durban. The studies took me before my time. It included Block AK in the Greyville precinct. I'm in my 50s, and it seems a generation before me enjoyed sports as Curry's Fountain. Seems like it was a diverse community. And please, whoever wrote that one, you did a study, but you don't seem to know about it. If you do, go on to my Facebook page called Grey Street, Casbah and Surrounds. You won't sleep for days. You will be finding everything. And I've also got a page called The History of Non-Racial Football in South Africa. All the history of Curry's Fountain is there, so please do go on to it.
Yep.
And indeed. So we're talking about those guys that were in the windows, Faisal, and then we take a walk. It's getting dark now. The Casbah is becoming night. It's time for us to wrap it up, Faisal. Yep, indeed. I do hope you enjoy this walk down Grey Street. It's a chat about our experiences,
and each time brings back so many memories.
Absolutely, of people that
like it was yesterday.
Absolutely, and like I said, please get onto my Facebook page. My Facebook page, Grey Street, Casbah and Surrounds. On podcast, I've got a podcast on Spotify. You can look at that, Echoes of the Casbah. And I'd love to hear from you. Share with me your family photograph. Share with us whatever. Tell us what you'd like us to talk about. We'd love to hear from that. Faisal, thank you very much for sharing this lovely Friday evening with you as well.
Thank you for having me on your show. Just want to say the one message comes through. Lovely show, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much as well.
Thank you very much. Oh, you know who's that? That's from my brother Mahalingam Shanmugam.
Okay.
Oh, man, I love that guy. Thank you, my guy. Love you, my friend.
And of course, Rashid reminds us that she used to walk up the bridge to the bus bank to take the Unit 6 and 7 bus to Chatsworth. Yeah.
The buses were all at that angle, remember?
Angle, yes,
and people were selling things in between.
Yep.
We better wrap it up before we stay here till 12.
Buddy, thank you for having me on the show again.
Faisal, thank you.
And tomorrow morning, remember, it's Rise and Shine at 8 o'clock. And buddy,
kick off at 3 o'clock between 4. We're heading towards World Cup. 7 days to go.
Yep, absolutely. From myself, FAIZAL Suleiman and
Buddy Govender.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Buddy, thanks, man. Let me run.